horrific, absolutely horrific, Molly. Firstly, it's good to see you.
And you.
And your recovery is ongoing, I know.
We should, what was your leg? It was your right leg,
yeah,
yes?
my right leg.
And was that where the damage was confined to? Was it
yeah,
right
pretty much. There was a couple of splashes on my left leg, but it didn't really come to anything.
And then what did the doctors say about your leg and where are you at? How are you healing?
It looks really good now. It looks like a birthmark now, to be honest. But to start off with, like it was full thickness burns, so I still can't really feel certain parts of my leg, but
sure.
That's all right.
So you and Emily had been at school. You weren't best friends, but you'd been at school together for some time, in the same class, that kind of thing. So didn't have any fallings out with her. But then you went out with basically her ex-boyfriend, which she seemed to take exception to. Tell us about the day. You said you knew that she wasn't happy with you, and she sent a few text messages about you to your now boyfriend. What happened that day was in the music room?
So I came back to school from an appointment, and I had music class, and one of my friends said to me, "Oh, you better go up and check your viola, because I've just seen Emily in the string room." So I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, let's go and see what's happened." And I got halfway up the stairs and I turned around to my friend and I had a really bad feeling, and I was like, "Would you be able to come with me?" So we went up the stairs together, and then as soon as we went into the room, there was like an eggy sort of smell, but we just made a joke about it. And I remember looking at my viola and shrugging my shoulders, and I was like, "Well, it's nothing wrong with it."
So the case was what, on a shelf?
Yeah.
And so it was where you'd left it. It didn't look like it had been
yeah.
tampered with or anything?
Not at all.
So what happened then?
So I just took it off the shelf, like I do 3 times a day or whatever. And my tights just started to like disintegrate. It was really
So as you pulled it, did this liquid just come out straight
fell
away?
at the bottom, yeah. But I didn't really like see it. I just, because I didn't know that was going to happen. So when I saw the holes in my tights, I was like, "What's going on?" So
then describe to me, because obviously you're well now, you're smiling, and but this is a horrific thing to happen to you. I mean, look there; those are so raw, those scars. Describe the pain, if you can, when you suddenly saw your tights disintegrating and the next thing it was your skin.
It was like someone holding a blowtorch to your leg, like, because if you burn your hand on an oven or something, you can take it away and then run it under the cold tap and it's fine. But with that, I couldn't really pull it away because it was stuck to me. So I didn't know what to do, and I just sort of ran out the room to get help, and it kept burning. Yeah.
And so you're screaming at this point.
Yeah.
The teachers come. What did they do?
She just like dragged me into the staff base, and took my boot off, and I stood in the sink, and she just used the teachers' mugs to like irrigate it.
Meanwhile, they're calling
the
an
ambulance. And
ambulance.
stuff.
It's amazing they even knew what to do.
I know, it's just because I was saying it's so hot, it's burning, and there was no fire, so you just think, "Oh, what puts out water? What puts out fire? Water." So.
How did you find out that it was Emily?
It was just like the police investigations and stuff. I had a feeling when it happened, but obviously I didn't know for sure because there was no evidence at that point. But
when you did find out, it's the wickedest of crimes. It's ghastly. Did you get a chance to speak to her at all?
No, no. I've seen her like twice since it happened. So.
You're smiling now, as I said, but this scarred you mentally as well as physically, didn't it? In your recovery period, you're at home by now.
Yeah.
You're not back at school. How was it affecting you?
It was quite hard to start off with because I went back to school on the Monday because I don't know, I just felt like I needed to for some reason. And then it wasn't until about January, February this year I started feeling like the proper effects of like PTSD and
the post-traumatic
stuff like that.
stress, yeah. And how was that affecting you? What kind of things were happening to you?
So like I couldn't concentrate on anything, and it sounds silly, but I would start just screaming for no reason because I didn't know what was going on in my head, and I felt really like frustrated, and I didn't know how to get my frustration out. And I remember there was one time I went up to my room to clean my wardrobe, and it's such a simple task, but I just couldn't do it, and I had to get my mum to help me to clean my wardrobe.
But you did get some counselling. What did the counsellor, well, obviously I don't know exactly what they said, but how did that help you?
It was good just to be reassured that what I was doing was okay, like my reactions were totally normal for like someone suffering from trauma, so that was quite comforting.
It's the shock, I suppose, isn't it? When it was happening to you, you had no idea that that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then you have to process this.
Molly, you know about all these attacks in London as well, and this seems to be becoming the weapon of choice for so many people. Your attacker was sentenced to 21 months in jail in June, and she was led away in handcuffs, and she wanted to study law at Aberdeen University, and that's not going to happen, obviously, for her. What do you think about penalties with this? This stuff is so easy to buy. Last night we were able to buy a bottle of the strongest stuff online, £7.80, without any form of check or identification. What do you think? What do you think the law should be on this?
You have to be 18 to buy a kitchen knife, so I don't know why it's not the same for this, because it is a weapon. It's a really, really corrosive substance. It does so much damage to people, and like I just don't understand, if you're buying it online, why can't there be like a little red flag or something that comes up just to say, do you have a license or something? Because why would like a 17-year-old girl, for example, need to buy a bottle of acid or drain cleaner?